I'm willing to bet by the end of One Piece, Blackbeard's going to at least awaken 2 of his devil fruits. And I'm only saying at least 2 because we don't know if he has a third one yet. But in case some of you don't think that this is possible, let me see if I can run through some of the reasonings that happen throughout the series that can point us into the direction of Teach awakening 2 of his devil fruits. Starting with the first one, the darkness fruit. But first things first, let's refer back to Kaido so we can all be on the same page on what it is that people have to do to awaken in the first place. And as Kaido puts it, awakening is what happens when your mind and your body catch up to your powers. Which means, for example, if your powers revolve around freedom and imagination, then like once your freedom and imagination reach their pinnacle will be when you awaken your devil fruit, like what happened to Luffy. So for Blackbeard to awaken his darkness fruit, all he has to do is, fit the darkness, mind, and body. And I don't know about you, but Blackbeard is like a really evil, sinister dude. I think he fits this to a T. Like the concept of having actual comrades does not exist to him. When he was talking to Ace, he literally let this dude know, like, I was only on Whitebeard's crew because I think he'd have the best chances of running into this devil fruit. That is it. And then once he saw somebody else that had that devil fruit, he didn't try to ask for it. He didn't, even try to steal it. He just killed the person and took it. You gotta be a pretty evil dude in your mind to think of some nonsense like that. And we see this again when he was trying to take Boa's devil fruit, because after his whole crew gets frozen, he's like, man, this is a real head scratcher, but I guess I gotta kill you. Did not care that killing her would wipe out all of his crew members and even 2 of his commanders that came with them. So long as she was dead and out of his hair, he did not care. You gotta be a pretty evil dude in your heart to be able to feel some stuff like that, which I think goes back to what Kaido was saying. Because if you were to ask me, do Blackbeard's mind and body fit the darkness devil fruit, I would say yes 10 times over. This dude is quite possibly the most evil dude in the entire series. And honestly, he might already have awakened this devil fruit, we just have not seen it on screen yet. Cause think back to when Jinbei was talking about Teach to Luffy, even though, he wasn't listening. But as Jinbei puts it, he was saying somehow they possess the means to kill power users and loot them of their abilities. Like we're speculating that like Teach was eating hearts maybe, Teach is probably, using the devil fruit to like take the devil fruit out of them or something. But I think the simplest explanation is if the darkness devil fruit can just cancel out devil fruits on contact, I would not be surprised if the awakening of this can just straight up steal the devil fruit indefinitely. Now I know this would end up meaning that Blackbeard ended up awakening this fruit very early on in his career. But you have to keep in mind, you don't need to like do a bunch of extensive training with your devil fruit in order to awaken it. So long as you fit the devil fruit, you will awaken that devil fruit. And Blackbeard's had his heart and mind set on this devil fruit ever since he was a wee little child. So I am not surprised that he gets this devil fruit and then like in a couple of months, he'd awaken it. But now, what about Whitebeard's devil fruit that he now has? Because from what we see, Whitebeard didn't have this thing awakened, but it makes perfect sense for Whitebeard to never awaken this devil fruit. If devil fruits catch up to your mind and body and that's how they awaken, if you are not like the incarnation of destruction, then having the Gura Gura fruit is not something you're ever going to awaken. And as far as Whitebeard goes, he's like one of the gentlest giants in the entire series. He was never going to awaken that fruit. He was purposely holding back until they freed Ace so that he didn't hurt anybody that he cared about. Meanwhile, you look at Blackbeard, he starts doing this thing his own crew getting affected by it, and he don't care. He just off the high of the power he just obtained. This is a man that revels in the destruction that he causes. I think he can very easily awaken the Gura Gura fruit. Give him some time though. So there could come a point in time where he gets a third devil fruit and maybe he only has 2 awakened and not the last one, and maybe him not having that last one awakened is why he loses to someone like Luffy. But I can say with 100% certainty that he's either A, already awakened, or B, is very close to awakening his darkness fruit. And maybe it'll happen later on in the series, but I do think he's also going to awaken his Gura Gura fruit. So I'm pretty sure the only reason why Oda hasn't shown us a full-fledged fight with Blackbeard yet is because this man is awakened and he's keeping that for when he runs up into Shanks next.